All right, one that people asked me about breaking down was Jorge Mateo, the curious case of Jorge Mateo. He was the best hitter of all time, it felt like, last year for the month of April. He hit 347, 11 extra base hits, including 6 home runs. But the rest of the season was not the way that Jorge Mateo or for Orioles fans were hoping. And I'm going to break it down a little bit from what I saw. But here's a little bit of context. So Jorge Mateo, massive month of April, 347 average, 11 extra base hits. He had 2 extra base hits in the month of May, so 13 total in April and May. The rest of the season, he had 10 extra base hits combined. And then unfortunately for the month of May, he hit 128. And as the months kept going, his at-bats continued to decrease. And that's hard when you're not in the lineup every day. But it was because the production was not going there. But Jorge Mateo is one of those guys that can, lightning in a bottle, can make an impact play in so many ways. Can play defense, can get a hold of one. It's just the consistency as a hitter is the problem. We're going to show you what he did really well and then when he did get into trouble as the season progressed. But let's start off facing the Rangers early on in the season, and he's going to get this hanging slider from Heaney. It's actually not a terrible pitch, not a great pitch, but Jorge Mateo is very relaxed. And one thing that Jorge Mateo is, or when he plays well, he's super confident. You can see his body language when things are going well. And for this one, Jorge Mateo is going to drive the ball out to left center. And so, look, it's down and in. Great swing by Jorge. Went down and got it. Homer, feeling good, right? You're following me. Jorge Mateo plays better just like anyone when things are going their way, okay? This case right here, this is going to be another example, 3-2 count, hanging breaking ball. Mateo's going to shoot it down the line, and things are going in motion. And again, I think for Jorge, when he got off to a good start, then you kind of feel like you're playing with house money. And that started to be the case for him early on in the season. And then any ground ball, any ball that gets to the outfield, Jorge Mateo has the ability to turn that into a double or a triple. All right, here's Chris Sale. 0-0 count here, and this is kind of also something I want you guys to focus on, okay? Jorge likes to be aggressive early and often. And so Chris Sale is going to throw a changeup off-speed pitch low and in here. And Jorge Mateo likes to swing early, but he is relaxed. He stays back, and he hits that ball right down the left field line. So, again, that pitch is really low, and I want you to focus in on that later on when things don't go well. But this is actually not a bad pitch by Sale, better hitting by Mateo, perfect placement. And placement sometimes is everything as a hitter. But that's a double. And Jorge Mateo, you're feeling good. Again, it's those little confidence boosters. Here's another example. Again, early in the season, Kopech's going to hang a slider right over the heart of the plate or middle in, and Mateo's not going to miss it. A hanging slider, 87, it's almost like a meatball of a fastball. And Kopech left it. Mateo banged it. Whammy. That ball is way out of there. And, like, no doubt, right? And that's the tools that everyone goes, man, Mateo is unbelievable. He's a top 5 shortstop. That's what people were saying in Baltimore. And, again, I love his talent. I really do. It's just when you get to a certain part of the game, it's about consistency. And this was a part that really was hard for Jorge Mateo, is that as the season progressed and when things weren't going right, he wasn't making the adjustments. And then he was finding himself in pitchers' counts and wasn't really being as competitive as maybe he wanted to be. So in this case, you're going to see a slider go away, way out of the zone. Mateo's going to swing and miss. And again, that's easier said than done, right? Like, that's coming at you hard, and sometimes you get fooled. The problem with Jorge is that he's getting fooled more often, and he's not having the success to go with it. That's the unfortunate part. This is actually almost a hanging pitch, but still a very solid pitch that Mateo had a chance at. But I want you to kind of notice, again before, the low pitch for him is going to be a trend that gets him in trouble. But his body for me, if I rewind this for a second, and this is what I want to dive into, I almost feel that Jorge Mateo's body is somewhat going out away from the plate at times. Yes, he's going to fall into the plate, but his body is not going into it and going to the baseball. And if your first movement even is just a hair off, you're going to have more chances than not to have a slower bat and to not make contact. So here it is again. It might not seem like much, but that front foot barely goes out. Okay? So if your momentum is starting to take you, I'll try to move towards you guys for a second, if I can do it. So if your momentum then is just going to go a hair this way, and the pitch is there, you have to then start cheating. And that makes it so much challenging, especially at the big league level. Let's continue the conversation, okay? This case, Nestor Cortes, 0-1 count. Mateo's going to look for a heater. No one on base, and Cortes is going to go right after him, okay? Watch again what happens with Jorge Mateo's front side and what his first movement is, okay? Where did his first movement go? It went out, right? And the result is he's going to inside-out swing, and he's almost going to swipe at the baseball and not drive it. It's going to be a pop-up, a flare to the right fielder, and that's that, okay? So let me go back to that one more time because I really want to emphasize it, okay? Right here, his front foot. Pitch is coming in. That is going out this way, and then your front shoulder then follows. So if your front shoulder is going out, all you can do is almost swipe at the baseball, and that's exactly what happened. He swipes at the baseball, doesn't drive the baseball, gets stuck, and he's going to pop it up to right field. And here's another example. You're going to see it again. This is going to be, I believe, a ground ball. Freeze. Ground ball, shortstop, okay? Makes the play. And I'm going to go back and show this again. This is the thing that's crazy too, right? This is what can make Jorge Mateo so special, is that a softly hit ground ball is dangerous because he can beat it out. That's what he can do. He can steal bags. That dude is one of the best in the business at stealing bases. But you got to be able to get on. You got to give yourself a little bit more of a chance. And on this slider, instead of staying on the baseball longer, this front foot is going to start to move out this way. Front shoulder's already coming off the ball. So what can you do in that situation? You're going to hammer it and roll it over into the ground, which is what he does. But again, he's so damn fast, he almost makes it. But it's an out nonetheless. This is a changeup away, really good pitch. Part of it, and you can even see the catcher here say, hey, don't put it near the strike zone here, because the scouting report came on him especially. Make him chase. Make him go down and get it. And as a changeup, obviously, you're trying to have it finished down in this bottom corner, but you're emphasizing, especially for a hitter that is in another 0-2 count, that is not battling or feeling confident. I hate saying that because, to me, I'm looking at a guy that just didn't have his confidence. That's personally what I saw. So right here, really good location. I mean, that's a really good changeup, and it's very deceptive. Slider is going to be sweeping across again. 1-2 count. Ball going to be out of the zone. And for me, movement still is going this way first. Ball's going the other way. Makes it really challenging to hit. And he swings and misses. And this is one of the last ones here. Ground ball going to be to Bo Bichette. Same concept, okay? Movement, ground ball on a pitch away. Shortstop, Bichette goes and gets it. Easy play. So, look, I don't like being negative on players because I think Jorge Mateo is one of the most actually talented, gifted players on the Baltimore Orioles. His problem is being confident when things are going wrong and being able to make the adjustments on the fly. And the problem that I saw consistently for Jorge Mateo was his front shoulder going off. You saw early in the season what he's capable of doing. And that's why the Orioles love him, because in an instant, he can go out there and make a big play in the field with his bat, because he is so talented. But some cases, you got to be able to, at this level, make more adjustments. And right now for Jorge Mateo, especially moving into a role where he's not going to be an everyday guy anymore, is how can you still be productive when you can't get those reps each and every day on the field? He's a guy that if Jorge Mateo can make those subtle adjustments, embrace the new role, he could really be an X factor for the team that people might have written off, because Jorge Mateo can do so many great things. Hopefully, this will be a rebound year in whatever the role Jorge Mateo has for the Baltimore Orioles. And if you like this video, hit that like and subscribe, and let me know who you want me to break down next.